Hi everybody, it's that time again. Look here, data points. So let me give you a little feeling what's going on in the market here in Nicaragua. And yes, some of you will notice I got my hair cut. I had no more excuses. I tried it as long as possible to let it grow, and just then said, nope, no more excuses. It's gonna be taken off. So here we go. Basically, as you'll see, I'll have to read it a little bit. I can't remember all the points. So let's talk about overall sales. So closed units, so that's everything that we have done. What we saw, and I'm going to give you several months so you can get a feeling. So in February, we did 38 units. In March, 35, so a slight decrease. And what we saw in April, also a decrease, okay? But then when you look at the overall sales volume, okay, dollars, which is the most important, we went from February 3.5 million, which averaged to around $95,000 per unit. Then in March, we went down in overall volume, but we were really not that far down as it relates per unit. So we were around 86,000 for a total of 3 million, a little bit over 3 million. And then in April, we saw of those 32 units that we did approximately 3.5 million, of which averages out to 110. So March we came down and then back up in April. How many listings, and that's also indicative of what's happening in the market. So you're selling 38 units, so how many new units did you get on the market? So in February, we got 47 new units, listings taken. In March, 60, that's a big jump. And then in April, again, more units for sale. And I think there is a feeling that people want to sell off for a variety of reasons. People are now able to cross the border. That might be one of the items that the owners of those properties say, hey, I can now travel. I'm going to go see how my property is, and I want to offload or find something else because prices have gone down. Is there a good time for me to sell a low-priced property and get another property that I really want at a lower price? That might be one of the things that is happening. To really delve into it, you would have to almost look at everything, each unit, and try to find out what is really happening and have a interaction and have those data points. But from what I am seeing and from the people that we have talked to and the listings that we're taking, my thought is that people are saying we want to sell our inventory or our home because our financial status has changed. We are not returning. We have, I would say, half of those properties are where the individual or family is still living overseas or in the country of residence. So let's say in the US, we have one person from South Africa, we got another one from Australia, we got from New Caledonia, we have from Europe, the UK, etc. So everybody has an individual desire and need, and I think that is what we're seeing. People are saying, hey, I need to offload. You could almost look at it from 2008 perspective, when the market quote unquote crashed and everybody is sitting now going, I've had my property since 2009, which is several of them, landowners that have come to us and say, we have had our property 10, 15 years and we haven't seen it. But we're paying our dues, HOA dues, etc. It's time to offload. We're not coming to the country. We're not going to make that dream come true that we thought it was going to happen. Our life has changed. Some got married, some have children. Some of them say, we're getting to an age that we no longer want to do what we had envisioned that we wanted to do. So as you can see, there's a lot of variables, and you can, therefore, to generalize this is what's happening is very, very dangerous, okay? So I try not to. So I kind of gave you where we're at in listings taken. So like I said, 47 in February, 60 in March, 68 in April. So let's, as we were talking about listings taken, so like I said, we took 47 in February, which is a per unit of $226,000, or an overall of $10 million of units taken. And in March, we saw a big jump in the dollar because some properties are higher priced properties. So we took 60 properties for a volume of 19 million, which comes down to an average of $318,000, almost that number. And then in April, we took even more units in as listings, 68 listings, for a price per unit of $159,000. So listings sold is the next one. So we sold in February 20 units, March 18, and then April 17. So a slight decline, but we started January with 18, so a little bit up, and now we're pretty much, that is the volume of transactions. Exclusive listings, in February we did 4 of them, March 9 of them, and April 3 of them, listings sold, that is. Of the open listings, we're still doing more because most of the properties that we have in our organization of Keller Williams, we have more open listings than exclusive listings. Open listings sold was 16, March 9, of which March, by the way, which was 50% was open and 50% was exclusive sales. And then in April, it was 14 exclusive, okay? So on average, we're 80% of open market versus 20% being exclusive in the units sold, okay? The listing volume, total listing volume sold in February was a little bit over 100,000 for $2 million. And then in March, it went down a little bit. It's around 88,000 for 1.5 million. And then it went up again at 109,000 for 1.8 million. Leasing wise, we are seeing a drop. Maybe people have finally found the property that they wanted and they're not jumping around. It could also be the season. In February, it went up from 53 units in January to February 84. March was 58 and April 33. So on a per unit lease rate, in February was 877. March dropped 540. Maybe people are negotiating stronger, or what they want to find is a lower price point. Again, gotta see, as you know, people not having jobs and things like that. That might be one of the reasons. For sure, that's one of the reasons people are going lower, or they notice that the property price has dropped and they're going, wait a second, I'm at this property, it's 500, I can get the same or better for 350. So what is a person going to do? They're going to go for the 350. We have seen that also in Granada. We have seen it slightly in San Juan del Sur, although the trend here in San Juan del Sur, we are seeing a trend that the price is starting to move up on leased units, and availability is starting to really contract as it relates to the properties that we have and we work on, okay? Granada still is kind of like, one day you feel like, oh, it's contracting, but the next day you also see that there's more. So it's really hard to pinpoint where that market is going. It's almost like a jigsaw. That's how I feel about it. people are coming, hey, I want something at around 800, and then they go, yeah, but what I really want is 500, and those that are 500, they want to go lower. So that is what's happening in Granada. Everybody, and then what their ask is, it's really wide. We want it with a pool, we want it to be on La Calzada or very close to it. And then when you start showing, yeah, but that's at 1,200, 1,500, you go, yeah, okay, now I got to make a change, okay? So in Granada, for example, your average rent that we have been working on is around $850 per month, plus utilities, etc. But there are properties out there like Condo Salteva, where you can rent at $550, a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Without utilities, you got to add it, and then you have your pool and all those things. So it really depends, again, location, the type of property or product that you're looking at, and what your actual needs are, and the length of time. That happens also, because we did one here in San Juan del Sur, for example, to rent 2 weeks was more than if you did a month. So we needed to renegotiate with the owner and say, okay, come on, the person is renting then for a month and give us that price. And so we got to be careful that on the time frame, especially in San Juan del Sur, is you got to make sure that you negotiate to the best for the client that's coming, okay? So again, that's one of the things that is part of our job to do. So yeah, that's overall what's going on in our market. I see an upswing, and why? Borders are open, people are arriving, people are, from everything that we read on Facebook, from the expat groups, etc., they're fed up. They're fed up of the regulations, they're fed up of the masking, they're just fed up. They want to be able to go on with life. One thing that we are kind of surprised about is the amount of young families that are coming, and the size of those families. So that is a market shift, and I don't know if we can provide the housing unit to fit those needs. I mean, if you see a family coming with 7 children and dad and mom, I mean, that's a large size home. Or again, a family with 5 kids and dad and mom. So those are the type of adjustments I'm going to be watching to see how that is going to impact rental as well as the stock of the housing market, because there will be a change. I mean, it's like in the US when people are starting to see what the rental market is doing in apartments, the 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom. The investors are starting to decide, okay, where do we invest? What changes are we going to have to do so that we can invest based on the demand and the actual supply? We still have enough housing stock. We have enough product on the market, but now it is finding that product that you want to have specifically for the lifestyle that you want. So that's it. I kind of gave you an update based on these data points, what's going on. As always, leave your message in the description and or in the comment section, I'm sorry. And let's see what we can do to help you find what you want here in Nicaragua to fit the lifestyle that you would like to have. Again, thank you very much. Have an awesome day, and we'll be back.